Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I thought I would film a little recap of January since if you've been watching my last few videos, you know that I am on the path to creating my dream business and actually making it a reality. I have been a trainer for 10 years and I started my own business about 5 years ago. And I decided, even though as a new mom, life is very hectic right now, that this was going to be the year that I actually make my dream business become a reality, even if it doesn't happen this year, where it's like, obviously like might not be my end goal this year, but like seeing that path come to fruition and just really committing to doing what I need to do to make that exponential growth happen. So I'm just trying to share all of the things on this channel. Since I've revamped my YouTube channel, these are kind of like the videos that I'm going to be doing that address like my business and trying to grow it, and even like balancing motherhood and in my daily life. If you saw my last video, it was a day in the life running my business when my daughter's in daycare. So just trying to show like all of the things. So I thought I would do a little recap video for how things are going. It is February 4th when I'm filming this, so this will go up next Tuesday, which will be February 11th. So obviously January was a little bit ago, but I still want to give a recap on how the year is going so far. So I thought I would do like 5 wins, like things that I'm really proud of so far in January, and then maybe things that haven't gone so well or that need a little bit improvement that I want to keep tackling in February and obviously for the rest of the year. So I've got my laptop here so I don't forget. The first win that I want to celebrate is exactly that, like committing to making my dream business a reality, like the commitment part of it. Like I really feel like I've showed up for myself and my business this past month since deciding that this is really important to me and I want to make this happen. And not coincidentally, we started daycare January 4th, I think. So that has allowed me to have 1 to 2 days a week to really show up for my business, try to pack as much in as I can on Tuesdays and Thursdays, whether it's clients or marketing or planning posts or working on a new guide, like whatever it is, trying to really take advantage of those days where my daughter is in daycare. Because before January, first of all, she was, up to 4 months at the end of December. Like, I'm still a new mom. I still have a baby at home. It's not super easy to take that time away. So giving myself some grace for all of that and that big adjustment to parenthood. But I am really proud of myself for committing in January and like taking those steps forward. And I am happy to say that in the last week, I have gained 4 new clients. So I am so proud of myself. I am seeing that growth already because of the commitment. I know I am. So I am really, really excited to start with those people in the next few weeks. And it's just good to see that growth already. Like it's proof that it's like, oh, if you do work hard and like set your sight on something and like make it happen, it will happen. So I'm using this as evidence that like I can make any of my dreams for my business happen in the future, down the road, whatever it is. But this is a great start. So I'm super proud of myself. So that's number 1. Number 2 is that I have still stuck with my it starts with 1 habits. I know I keep saying I'm gonna make a video on this, but I'll give a quick premise on it because I never say what it is. But basically at the end of November, I started doing these habits because with parenthood, it is very hard to show up for yourself and you put yourself on your back burner. So I told myself like, okay, I'm gonna move my body for 1 minute a day. I'm gonna read a page in a book, one page a day. I'm gonna do 1 Spanish lesson on Duolingo a day. And then I was really doing good with those. And so I added in, at the start of the year, I added in like drinking 1 hydro jug of water a day, eating 1 healthy meal a day. Like the point is like the method, I just termed it starts with 1, because the point is to do 1 rep, 1 minute, 1 page of each habit that you are trying to instill. So for me, these were habits that it was important to me to get back to them. So reading. I was like, you know what? I can fit in 1 page a day, even if I'm dead tired at the end of the day. I can read 1 page instead of telling myself, like, you know what, turn off the TV and read for a half hour before bed. Like right now, that might not be realistic. It has been the last month because I've allowed myself to ease back into that habit. Or same thing with the movement. 1 minute was much more realistic in my mind than being like, I'm gonna go bust out a 30-minute workout while my daughter might nap. She might not, she might wake up, whatever. So now I am definitely in the habit of working out 3 to 4 times a week because I was able to ease in. But my goal is still, like on my planner every day, is still just that one habit. So like 1 page, 1 minute of movement, 1 hydro jug of water, 1 healthy meal, and 1 Spanish lesson. Those are the top to-dos on my planner every single day. So as long as I hit the one version of those, I hope this makes sense, then I can check it off. And often I do a lot more, but I have stuck with those since end of November. A couple of them I've added in since January. So the whole month of January I did good. I mean, there's a couple days where I didn't hit my minute of movement, like I was sick a couple of days, and then just other days where it's like, all right, I just didn't do it. But the rest of the week I was on it. So I do give myself some leeway to work with a little bit, but I am proud of myself for still showing up for those 5 habits. My third win, which coincides with those habits, is that I am on my 3rd and 4th book of the year, which if you've watched my other videos, you know that I've been trying to get back into that. And it feels really good. Reading has always been super important to me ever since I was little. And pregnancy, it was really hard to read. Like I was so sick and then just didn't feel good, was so tired all the time. So I did a little bit of reading over the course of my pregnancy, and then newborn life, it was like out the window. So getting back to those, that 1 page goal every day, that really helped me get back into reading. And now I'm almost done with my 3rd novel of the year and then my 1st personal development book of the year. So in about the next few days, I'll be able to check off both of those, and that'll be 4 books for the year already. So that feels really, really good. My year goal is, I think I put it at 15. It's usually 25, but I'm like, okay, parenthood, let's take a few books off for the year. And if I can hit 15, like 1 a month or so, I'll be super, super happy. So I'm on 3 and 4, almost done with those. My 4th win is feeling so much more balanced as a new mom. It's not easy becoming a new parent. And being a mom, you're pulled in so many different directions. You have this little human who you love so much, and they are relying on you for literally everything, for survival. And like I was saying earlier, like you put yourself on the back burner. So since we've added in daycare, like it is a big investment, believe me, but it is so important to me to have that balance. Like, do I miss my daughter when she's there? Of course, but the days fly by because I'm fitting in clients, I'm trying to grow my business, I'm getting other stuff done around the house that, I can't really do when she's around. And so the days truly fly by. Like it's 1:30 right now. We pick her up in like 3 hours, maybe less. And like the days truly fly by when she's at daycare because I'm just like slammed all day. So having daycare, like investing in it, has really allowed me to find like that balance again. And then again, going back to the habits that I started in early December, like those little things I can do every day. And then when I was able to like pick up the pace a little bit, or the intensity a little bit, the effort, because I had secured like that very minimal form of the habit, it really allowed me to feel more balanced in my life. Because not even being able to read 1 page or move my body for 1 minute, it's like you really feel like I'm not giving anything to myself and I'm giving everything to everybody else. Like, what can I do to find balance for my life? So I am really happy and proud to say that, especially in the last like 6 weeks or so, I really feel a lot more balanced as a mom, as a business owner, just taking care of household things. Like it really feels like I am getting back to some routines, things that make me feel good. So even though it's not perfect and it never will be, like I do feel a lot better than like the first 3 months of newborn life. So that I'm super proud of. And then my last win for January that I want to celebrate is starting to gain back strength. I am nowhere near where I was before pregnancy, but my body, I can tell it feels like, especially my abdominal area, like it felt like I was being ripped apart with any sort of like plank, like even planks on my knees, like where I was not in a full plank position, but dropped my knees. It was like I was being pulled apart. Anything at all, like showing an ab move to my clients, I would get like on my back and try to like lift my legs up to show them the move, and I would immediately have to stop in my tracks and be like, I have to explain this move to you. Like I physically cannot do it. So I'm not quite where I want to be yet with like my core strength. Like it's still definitely healing. And there's certain moves like sit-up moves that just still feel really difficult, but I feel myself getting stronger. And I have been working on that 4-week guide that I've talked about in my last couple of videos. And I've been doing the workouts the last 2 weeks. And so I've completed 8 workouts now. And I feel myself like actually getting stronger. I'm going for the heavier weights instead of just picking up 10s, especially for like leg movements. Like I'm not just grabbing 2 10s, which I was happy to do postpartum. Like that was all I could do. But now I'm able to pick up like 20s or do like a 20-pound row instead of a 10-pound row. So I really feel my strength coming back, and it's like motivating because one of my goals this year is to be my strongest ever. And I know I can do it by the end of the year because I'm really noticing like that rapid growth. So those are my 5 wins for January. I'm super proud of myself, but there are a few things that I want to improve upon. So let's get to those. So the first thing I want to improve upon is getting clear on how I want to manifest, like especially my dream business. I resorted back to like a book that I love called The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, I think. And I love that book. It talks a lot about manifestation and like attracting things to you and positive thinking, like exuding that positivity so that you're able to receive that abundance that you are seeking. And so I resorted to a couple things on that I remember reading about, where it was like, this is what like steps you can do to manifest. And then there was a couple other things that I was like adding in that I saw online, and it was like just too much. So what I want to improve upon for February, and what I've just tried to start doing the last week or so, is to break it down and into an even more simple like routine or ritual to manifest. And what I decided to do is like let all those steps go that I like remembered reading about or that I found online, and just start by journaling. I really want to get back into journaling, and I found like at nighttime, it's the best time for me. Mornings are not guaranteed for me to wake up before my daughter. So once in a while it happens. So I've been trying to like, if I'm up before her, I'm like pumping and reading my personal development book, which is a great start to the day, but it's not really realistic to be like, let me add in journaling on top of that, because she usually wakes up before I can get to anything else. So journaling before bed has been really helpful to me. I've done it about 3 times, I think, in the last week. So eventually I want to get back to it daily. But in my journaling, I'm trying to express gratitude, like where I'm at, or even like right in the future, like as my future self, my future business owner self, write the gratitudes of like what I've already achieved as if I've already achieved them. So trying to manifest in that way with journaling. So once I nail down that habit and I feel ready to add something else in, I will. But for now, I need to break down like my manifestation process into just that one thing. And then I still try to like visualize when I can, or if I think about it, or I'm trying to get clarity on something for my business, like I try to visualize it so I have like that vision of what I'm aiming towards. But like I said, for now, I just need it to be very simple. I don't need it was like stressing me out. Like I was excited to start manifesting again and really getting clear on my vision, but it was actually like stressing me out. And then I wouldn't do anything because I was too overwhelmed. So if anything is overwhelming you in your life with your fitness, wellness, health journey, break it down and start with one thing. So journaling, I really want to continue doing that. And then once I get hone in on that every day or most days, I'll add something else in. Second thing I want to improve upon is honing in on my food choices. I am still breastfeeding, so I've been using it as an excuse a little bit. I know I do need extra calories to breastfeed, extra carbs, extra fat, stuff like that, but I've kind of been pushing it a little too far. I'm like, oh, I can have this little energy ball that I ate. Oh, let me have another one. And they're like loaded with peanut butter, so it like hurts my stomach. And that's mainly what I'm talking about is like, I love peanut butter. So like I'll have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich after dinner before bed because I do get hungry in the middle of the night. So I like have to have a snack. But if I had like 2 energy balls during the day too, like it's like way too much peanut butter and fats. Like my stomach actually hurts. And then I just don't feel good about myself. Like I don't feel good physically. And it doesn't have anything to do with the way I look. It's just like, I just don't feel good. It's like too many of the wrong foods like in my stomach. So I've been using it as a little bit of an excuse that I am breastfeeding still. So I've been trying the last week to like hone in on my food choices and be just more mindful, like making sure I am eating enough because I do notice my supply dips when I skip a snack or eat breakfast way too late or whatever it is. So I still have to be conscientious to eat enough, but I can make better food choices. So I've been working on that as well. Third thing I want to improve upon is making time for movement every day. So like I was saying about my wins, like I have really been trying to like fit in that 1 minute of movement every day. I have been doing 3 to 4 workouts a week, so that feels great. But on those rest days, once in a while, I've been like skipping my walk, or I'm like, oh, I don't have time today. Or I'm thinking like, oh, I do need a rest day, but then I skip like 5 minutes of stretching or even 1 minute of stretching, like going back to that very basic form of the habit. So starting now and in February, I want to just really make time for movement every day because when I skip it, I notice I just don't feel as good mentally. And it's almost like I'm not making time for myself, which doesn't make me feel good. So even if it's a 10-minute walk, like the other day, I was like, nope, I'm taking a walk. It's a Saturday or Sunday. I forget which day it was. And I took my daughter, I think it was like on a 7-minute walk. We checked the mail and then it was really like too cold and windy for her. But I was like, hey, we got out for 7 minutes. Like that is better than nothing. Then I felt accomplished for that day instead of skipping it altogether. So going back, like it doesn't have to be all or nothing. Just showing up with that 1 minute or whatever it is every single day, even if it is just stretching, like I really need to prioritize getting back to that minute of movement, 5 minutes movement, 10 minutes on my days where I don't have my workouts. So I want to get better with that. Fourth thing I want to improve upon is planning ahead. So I am pretty good about like going in my planner. I don't do it every day, or every night, I should say, where I plan my tasks for the next day. But I try to do it most nights, and it really helps me to know what to tackle the next day. And it just gives me like a clear outline, especially on Tuesdays and Thursdays when I have childcare. I want to know what I want to accomplish for the day. If I don't get to it all, that's great, but I'm not like dilly-dallying in between clients, like what was I gonna do today? It's like, no, I go to my list if I'm on a break from a client and I'm like, what 3 most important things do I need to get done today? So planning better with that, as well as like scheduling in my workouts, because it is important to me again, like planning ahead, like when am I gonna do that? Instead of just being like, oh, I'll just do it whenever I feel like it today. Like, no, when is my daughter gonna nap? Which nap time do I want to take advantage of? Like, what can I do on the other nap breaks? Where do I need to clean the house? Do I need to run an errand? So like kind of planning ahead with even the days she's at home. That way the time doesn't get away from me. And then planning, like going back to the food choices, like planning my meals ahead of time. I've been trying to plan them every Friday, go to the grocery store every Saturday or Sunday, and do a little meal prep on Sunday, even if it's just like chopping vegetables. But I still feel like there's room for improvement there, because sometimes I do it for like the first couple days of the week, and then by Wednesday I'm like, what did I say I was gonna eat? Or I didn't prep anything, and I said I was gonna have this meal, and now I don't have anything prepped, so I'm just gonna make something easy, again, like a PB&J, and that's like the food that's not making me feel good right now. So planning ahead as much as I can, obviously allowing for some things to go awry or whatever, but just having like more of a clear plan. And then the fifth thing I want to work on is going for it even more. I am so proud of myself the way I've shown up in the last 4 or 5 weeks now, for the new year, and committing to making like my dream business a reality. And I've already seen that growth, like I've said, but like actually just going for it even more. I don't want to hold myself back by worrying about like what other people might think or second guessing something. Like when I get an idea in my head, sometimes I get, this is how it's been since I've started my business in 2020. Like when I get an idea in my head, like sometimes I want to work on it till like 9 or 10 at night on like a Friday night. And I'm like so pumped about this idea that I have, even if it's just like an Instagram post. And then if I allow myself to overthink it too much, I start second guessing it. And sometimes I even don't end up doing it at all. So just like stop overthinking and just do it. Like if something pops into my head, if it feels right, obviously like kind of check in with myself when I do have like an idea or something I want to go for, and like, does it feel right? And if it does, like just starting to take those action steps towards it. Even like creating a YouTube video or whatever, like not overthinking it. Like every Tuesday I want to upload. So it's like, I need to record it today to have it up by next Tuesday. Don't overthink it. Just sit down, record it, and do it. So I really think I will see even more growth in my business and like where I want to end up with it if I just go for it. So that's my little recap for January and the new year so far. I am super excited for February and the rest of the year. I am so proud of myself as well. And I hope this encourages you to take a look back at the last 4 or 5 weeks. How has your new year been going? I love to kind of recap whether it's a day where I got a lot done and I'm like, what did I get done today? Like, let's list all the things, or look back at my to-do list, like look at all the things I checked off, or a day where I didn't really feel like I did that much and I'm starting to beat myself up. I literally start from the moment I wake up and like go down, like, what did I do after I woke up? Oh, I did this. I folded a load of laundry. I did a few dishes. Like if it's a day where it just feels like very menial and like I didn't do that much, I still go through and I'm like, you know what? I actually did more than I realized, and I'm really proud of myself for accomplishing these few things, and tomorrow's a new day. So I do hope this encourages you to look back at your year so far, even if it hasn't gone the way you intended. And I think you will see you've done more than you realize, and you have showed up for yourself. And there are things that I know you can improve upon, just like I can improve upon these 5 things, maybe more. I'm sure there's more, but we'll start with these 5 and just see what you did well and what you want to improve upon, and start right now. Take those baby steps. Take that method I created. It starts with 1. How can you factor that into the goals that you have so that you can show up for yourself for 1 minute every single day? And I think you will start to see that it is much easier to fit in than we realize. And we feel so accomplished at the end of the day if we did show up for ourselves, even for 1 minute, instead of just letting it slide and telling ourselves, I'll just do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and we don't do it again. So start with that. It starts with 1 method, and I think you will see a big, big difference. But be proud of yourself. Maybe make your own list of 5 wins and 5 improvements that you want to make for February moving forward. And yeah, I'm super excited to keep going. And maybe I'll make this a monthly video, a recap of February in a few weeks, and see how it goes. And hope you all have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out. And I'll see you in the next video.